Welcome to Janus Corporation's Hazard Communication Training, Part 1. It's also known as Right to Know. The Cal OSHA requirement for hazard communication applies to products that present potential hazardous exposures. Product manufacturers and those that use the products, like Janus, are required to assure that the products are properly labeled and that those using the products understand the labeling and how to protect themselves from potential hazards. Others in the same work area as Janus are also required to be informed of the potential hazards in the products that Janus is using on a job site. A typical Janus project will have several of the products listed here shipped to the job site from one of our warehouses. Each of these products has an SDS sheet that should be on each project site for which it is being used or stored. Halogen bulbs are an exempt article. They do not require an SDS sheet per Cal OSHA regulations, but in a safety-first approach, we have an SDS sheet for these bulbs. It should be on the project sites where these bulbs are in use. The Hazard Communication Rule is a regulation that created California's Prop 65 signs. Janus Corporation should have a Prop 65 sign at the entry to its warehouses where any of the materials listed on the previous slide are stored. As you can see from the picture to the left, current regulations require that all potentially hazardous products are listed and that each hazardous substance within those products are listed as well. Look on the gas pump the next time you refill your gas tank, and you'll see a list of all the hazardous ingredients in gasoline. Safety data sheets, used to be known as material safety data sheets, have been revised under the Cal OSHA Haz Comm regulation. These safety data sheets are now 16 sections long, and the sections contain the same type of information on every SDS sheet, no matter what the product is. The current globally harmonized system adopted by Cal OSHA is an attempt to make the reading of the SDS sheets and the labeling of potential harmful products both consistent and understandable, regardless of the language spoken by the user of the product. These are the 16 sections of the safety data sheet. There are some sections that are more important than other sections for a worker using the product to understand. These sections are 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 11, the ones that just turned red. We'll take a look at each of these sections now. Section 1 of the SDS is a substance identification. In this case, we're going to be looking at lead or heavy metal. Don't worry about the CAS number or the formula. What someone using this material needs to know are what the hazards are, the symptoms of the exposure, how to protect themselves from the hazard, and what to do if they are accidentally exposed. Section 2, or lead, it would state that lead is toxic, harmful to workers, a health hazard for workers, and an environmental hazard. Each of these categories of hazards has a symbol shown at the bottom of the screen in the red diamonds. Lead is a respiratory and ingestion hazard. Danger, may cause damage to unborn children, may cause cancer and organ damage throughout the body. Avoid release into the environment. Those words need to be on the label of a product that contains lead. Section 4, first aid measures. There's no specific first aid measures for exposure to lead. Prevention of the ingestion and respiration of lead is the best way to avoid harmful exposures. When disturbing lead, use water, HEPA-filtered local exhaust, and the proper PPE. When cleaning up after handling lead, wash with soapy water. Plain water will not take the lead off of your skin. Soapy water makes the lead slippery, and when you rinse the soap off of your skin, the lead goes with it. Section 6, accidental release measures. All work disturbing lead is required by California Department of Public Health and California Public Health and Safety Code to be conducted inside containment. In the event lead dust or lead-contaminated water or debris escape the containment area, the crew must stop all work that is disturbing lead and immediately start to clean up any lead materials outside of containment. Lead disturbance work should not restart until work practices that will prevent further escape of leaded materials has been implemented. Section 7, handling and storage. Lead should be handled only by crews wearing the proper personal protective gear. This includes gloves, protective coveralls, including hoods and booties, and a respirator with a full-face face shield. Storage of lead waste will depend on the waste profiling results. However, for all levels of lead, other than levels considered to be construction debris, leaded material should be packaged in leak-tight containers. Section 8, exposure controls and personal protection. Prevention of the ingestion and respiration of lead is the best way to avoid harmful exposures. When disturbing lead, use water and HEPA-filtered local exhaust. When cleaning up after handling lead, wash with soapy water. Proper PPE includes gloves, protective coveralls, including hoods and booties, and a respirator with a full-face face shield. Respirators, though not always required by regulation, should be worn while lead materials are handled. Section 11, toxicology or symptom of exposure. Let's talk about several of the products that we use on Janus projects for this one. The lead paint stripper. The product causes burning of the eyes, skin, mucous membranes. It's harmful if swallowed. Effects can be immediate or delayed. Fiber lock or wettable cloth. It's an irritation to the eyes or could cause damage to the eyes. Skin, it's a mild irritant. Inhalation could cause respiratory irritation. Foster's 40/20 fungicidal coating. This may cause an allergic reaction on the skin. Disinfectant solution. Eye could be irritant, skin could be irritation, inhalation could cause respiratory irritation as well. Lockdown encapsulant, respiratory irritation including coughing, sneezing, nasal discharge, headache, and hoarseness. Ingestion may cause abdominal pain, stomach upset, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. If you get it in your eye, it may cause significant eye damage. Bridging encapsulant could cause respiratory irritation or narcotic effects, make you sleepy. Eyes could cause serious damage. Skin, serious damage as well. Halogen bulbs don't have an inherent hazard to them unless the bulbs are broken. Large number of broken bulbs can release enough bromide gas to cause respiratory distress, making it difficult for you to breathe. Simple green. Inhalation can cause headaches. Skin contact can cause dry skin. Eye contact can cause eye irritation. And if you ingest it, you eat it or drink it, it may cause upset stomach. Fire extinguishers, the ABC types that we use on many of our projects, can cause coughing, shortness of breath, and irritation of the lungs, eyes, and skin. Ingestion, although unlikely, may cause cramps, nausea, and diarrhea. Spray glue can cause skin corrosion or deterioration of the skin, serious eye damage if you get it in your eye, inhalation, respiratory tract irritation, narcotic effects, again, drowsiness, altered state of mind. Soybean mastic remover. You get it on your skin, prolonged contact may cause slight irritation and or dry out the skin. Contact with the eyes may cause irritation, may cause significant damage, and ingestion may cause gastric distress, vomiting, or diarrhea. Fireproofing mix. When we're mixing fireproofing to replace fireproofing that we've removed, may cause eye irritation, may cause skin irritation, and overexposure may be irritating to the mucous membrane. To conclude part 1 of the hazard communication training, we want to repeat that for all potential hazardous materials used by Janus on a project, safety data, or SDS sheets, must be available on the job site. Those will typically be in the job binder. Spray glue and lockdown encapsulants are two of the potentially hazardous materials Janus uses on many of our projects. There are 16 sections to a safety data sheet. If you start to suffer from any of the symptoms that we just discussed concerning hazardous materials that we use on a regular basis, you should inform your supervisor and exit the work area as soon as possible. Thank you for taking Janus Corporation's Hazard Communications Training Part 1. Please proceed to the quiz.